Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I'm noticing more and more XRP chart analysts literally every single day saying a similar thing, which happens to be of crucial importance. And what is that thing? That we're about to have another major leg up in price action for XRP. One of them said, and this is a direct quote, XRP is gearing up for round 2, end quote. And you know what round 1 looked like, right? You were here in November, weren't you? So something like that, but perhaps even better. And so, in recent videos, including my very last video, I shared a couple examples of this. I've got a ton of them. In fact, I have a commentary analysis perspective from, I think, 11 different XRP chart analysts in this video. Now, a few of them I have shared in recent videos, so I'll try and be quicker with those ones when they pop up. But I wanted to include them just to kind of make the point incredibly obvious that every analyst that is looking at this thing and speaking with intellectual honesty sees that this thing is going to go. And while it's true, nobody can know with certainty what's going to happen. If we're just playing the odds here, yeah, that is what's most probable. XRP blasting off, hitting a new all-time high, price discovery, all that. So buckle up, because this is going to be a very fun one here. And look, to me, it really does genuinely seem like a no-brainer. And the reason that I'm taking the time to specifically highlight what I'm highlighting in this video is for a very simple reason. When I noticed these chart analysts coming to the same or similar conclusions, what I found is that it's a virtual certainty that what they believe is going to happen is going to come to pass. Now, I'm not claiming that they're all literally citing the exact same dollar figure for this next leg up. I'm not saying they're all explicitly agreeing on exactly what day this might be. No. But when they all start saying this very similar things, which is, hey, either this is going to go effectively imminently or it might go, when you start seeing them say very similar things at the same time, they're almost always right. That does not normally happen. And there's at least one analyst in here that is acknowledging that, yeah, this thing's about to go. And he hates XRP too, and I always love those examples. Those ones are fun. But I think pretty much all the rest of them, they called the run that we had in November. They all called that it was going to happen. If there are any other exceptions that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head, then I'll highlight them as we go through this. But this really is something. I will be shocked if we don't see this. It just seems like such a no-brainer at this point. Now, XRP last night, it actually did have a bit of a run-up. Got up to $2.50. There's a notable sell wall there. Might talk about more on that in a future video, but bounce back down a bit from that. That was around, what time was that? Around 8:10? Yeah, 8:10 p.m. Central Time. In case anybody's curious, I record at weird times. It is currently 3:31 a.m. Central Time, so it's now Saturday, January 4th, 2025. Look at me remembering to say the proper year. Go Moon Lambo, go. But yeah, so XRP at $2.44 now. Bitcoin at $97,793. It did recently get close to $99,000 yet again here. Let me highlight this first, because this is something that's crucial. If you want to see XRP rocket to the upside, you want things that have happened in previous cycles to happen. You want to see those things unfolding. And we are. Here's a post from very popular chart analyst 360 Trader. He shared this with his 195,800 followers on X. And this is a market cap Bitcoin dominance percentage chart. He said, playing out to perfection for Bitcoin dominance. Beautiful control with the ascending channel. Very well-formed top at our predicted 60%. He's talking about the dominance percentage, roughly around there anyway. And then he said, number 1, change of character. 2, channel breakdown. 3, dead cat bounce. 4, resume descent, which is where we are right now. So he's talking about how this has progressed, right? And so you can see that it fell out of the channel, went back up, and then ultimately fell right back on down. And so he said, all confirmed as the end of dominance by volume. Note, Bitcoin will continue to make new highs even as it has lost dominance. Yeah, and that's something that I've been noting consistently lately because it matters a lot right now. You can expect the price of Bitcoin to go up, perhaps hitting new highs. I don't pretend to know how high it's going to go, but that can happen while the dominance percentage is decreasing. That is the moment where you should expect altcoins to run, including XRP. That's why I'm sharing this first, and then the rest of the video, it's 100% XRP stuff. Because you should know that the timing for this makes sense. XRP doesn't move in a vacuum. It never has. I mean, if you want to talk about something news specific, like when XRP got legal clarity, yeah, it doubled in price in like 4 hours or so, and it was very short-lived. But outside of something like that, totally random, no. Like XRP plays with the rest of the market in that when there's a big move to the upside or the downside, it participates, whatever that is directionally. But when you're in a bull market like this that happens once every 4 years, that's when there is opportunity for the crazy face melting price action. And we missed out the cycle 4 years ago because of the SEC lawsuit, which means that since we lost that one, the next chance would be 4 years later, which is right where we are right this very second. So it shouldn't be surprising anybody. I mean, hell, even in 2020 in November, that's when XRP started rocketing from 20-something cents up to 80 cents over 4 years ago. And the beginning of November, yet again, for this cycle, it just happened in 2024. And here we are. It's not done yet. So there's this post from chart analyst Tech Dev. He shared this with his 493,000 followers on X. And what you have up top here is price for Bitcoin. Then you have in the middle here, Bitcoin dominance, so that would be the market dominance. And below that, you have altcoins. And each one of these individual candles here represents 6 months. So what happens? What happened in 2017? Well, that was a massive bull market, wasn't it? And so here you can see in 2017, and again, this candle right here with my mouse moving, you can see Bitcoin price went up. That represents 6 months. So yeah, it went up. But the dominance of Bitcoin in the market went down. And what happened here? Altcoins went up. Now look at the next cycle, 2021. Again, the first 6 months, that's what this candle represents. You can see that Bitcoin price, it went up a bit. Dominance went down. Altcoins rocketed. Now we're here at the next one. So we're only a few days into this, obviously, so it's not like there's a ton of data, but that's the point. History rhymes with itself. That's why I'm highlighting this. And so here's what he wrote about this. And he posted this just last night. This has been the candle that altcoins make the moves many wait 4 years for. Yep, that's it. The moment we're in right now, it comes once every 4 years, and this is what we've been waiting for. And it happens every 4 years based on global liquidity cycles, because of what central banks around the world are doing in terms of injections of liquidity. Yes, that is it. And we are in that moment yet again right here. So when all these analysts, the rest of the video, it's XRP, when you see that they're all saying, hey, this bitch gonna go, keep in mind that it makes sense. And so even if we have to wait a little bit longer, like who knows, it's a week or 2 weeks, God forbid, who knows? I don't pretend to know. I don't make time predictions or price predictions. But this is the moment in time where all of this makes sense. But when I see this many analysts saying similar things like, hey, it's really close, well, they're usually right. I mean, I started seeing that, remember, at the end of October 2020, I believe it was, beginning of November, maybe. And it was within a week or so of seeing, like, I highlighted at the time, I was like, guys, there's so many analysts saying XRP is about to go. I don't normally see this many analysts saying basically the same thing. And once you know it, it went very shortly after that. So that's why I'm highlighting this. It's not like a promise it's going to go. Nobody can do that. But there's something about the group wisdom of analysts that don't suck. If you have a group of analysts that don't suck and they're doing their own work and they come to similar conclusions, that means something. In my experience, it does. Here's a post from the blockchain backer from yesterday, XRP USD chart here, and he's laid out the actual XRP price action, and then he's got a fractal showing what has happened in the past. He wrote, would be very simulation-ish for something to happen next Tuesday. Now, to be clear, that's not him promising that come Tuesday, you're going to see this massive beginning of a move to the upside. But as I will continue to insist, history does kind of rhyme with itself. And if you look at the fractal, you got to admit that it's been following pretty closely here. And so that's one way of looking at it. And there's some analysts that are way more direct than that. Actually, this might be one of them. Chart analyst Crypto Wizard, he shared this post with his 109,600 followers XRP USD chart. And he wrote, ready for a $4 XRP? After calling the slowdown and correction perfectly, XRP is gearing up for round 2. XRP is forming a wedge. Once it breaks out, a colossal move to a new all-time high comes. $4 is inevitable. Now, of course, he's not saying that's where it's going to peak. He's talking about breaking out and that being a particular level that is of note. That's what he's saying right there. And I just keep seeing this. I don't normally find this many analysts, and pretty much all of them called this move for XRP in the first place. I don't find all of them saying such similar things here. But I am now, and that's, again, why I'm reporting this. Here's another XRP chart from Chart Analyst World of Charts. XRP getting ready for another strong rally. XRP on verge of bullish pennant breakout. In case of successful breakout, expecting another bullish wave towards $4. That's another post from about 12 hours ago. You're going to see, I just keep the hits coming here. Here's a recent post from Charting Guy. Some impatient XRP holders are complaining when the chart literally looks like this. The next leg up will change lives. Okay, now that post was from December 28th, and he's one of the earlier ones that started talking about this, and I covered it at the time. But that's why I said at the outside of the video, with each passing day, I'm finding more and more analysts saying this type of thing. And they weren't all saying this, like, just pick a random date in December. They weren't all saying this. I mean, they were saying things like, yes, of course, there's going to be another leg up. It makes sense to consolidate. Sure. But this specifically, that was not unfolding like a week and a half ago. Now it's easy to find it. I'll probably find more examples tomorrow, you know? Here's another post. This is from Mikey Bull Crypto. XRP USD chart. XRP's second wave of rally is about to kick off. So he believes that too. And here you can see that he's comparing where we are at in this cycle compared to, where's the year on this one? Did he not label this one? Or am I just blind right now? I might be blind. But he's comparing it to a previous cycle. Either he failed to label it and I didn't catch that, or he didn't catch that, or I'm blind and it's literally on the screen right now and I just don't see it. Right at the bottom here for the one where we are now, you can see 2025. But regardless, well, here we can probably figure this out just from when this is going. Okay, so when did it start pumping here? So April. That must have, wouldn't that have been 2 cycles ago then? Because, okay, so 4 years ago, XRP did pump. It pumped in November and then it pumped again in April, but it certainly didn't go pump up again in May. So, when are we looking at here? 2017, but I remember maybe it did, you know what's throwing me off actually? So XRP had its major leg up in 2017. It started like half a penny and I know it got up to like, my recollection is something like 42, 43 cents, something like that. And then I think it did move sideways and then it continued up in May. And I was just recalling that right now. I believe that is correct. So now that is making sense. For a second, I was like, wait a minute, what the hell am I looking at here? But it came back to me. I do believe that's what we're looking at right there. So he just didn't label the year, or again, it's on the screen and I'm blind. But either way, it's not the point. Sorry, got a little sidetracked there. But the point is, he's yet another analyst. He did call for this move for XRP in the first place, and he was right, and people yelled at him and all these other guys. But he was right. He says the next leg is coming. Here's a post from chart analyst Javon Marks, and yesterday he said the same thing. XRP on the rise, all-time highs and above can be coming quickly. And so that was from yesterday, and he shared an older post of his, I say older, just by a few days, December 30th, and he was noting basically the same thing here. Yeah, here you go. So 2017, I'm sorry, this is the 2017 run, and then where we are at right now. That's what this one is on the screen here. Same idea. Then there was this post from chart analyst Trader Main, who he's not like an anti-XRP guy, but massive following. He just happens to not really talk about XRP much, 487,000 followers. And I did share this one, so I'll be brief here. I think it was in my last video. XRP, they're going to rip this S word again in it. And so he's saying the same thing as other analysts, like, guys, look at this. It's going to break out of this range that's in. It's going to be a very short-term range. Now, that was reposted by chart analyst Crypto Insight UK, and he's been saying the same thing here. And he believes that there's a really good chance that this could rocket pretty much any moment, frankly. And so he simply wrote IYKYK, which of course means if you know, you know. And all of these analysts, they definitely know. Here's a post from chart analyst Steph is Crypto. $5 XRP would just be the beginning. And so the same idea here. You know, you got this range that it's in, breaking to the upside, and then he's targeting $5 here again, just to get the party started. And I keep seeing this. So there are a couple analysts early in the video. They said they targeted 4. Okay, he's saying 5. Whatever. The point is up and into a new all-time high. That's what matters here, okay? And that doesn't mean the party's over. Then there was this from chart analyst Nebraska Gooner. This is Nebraskan Gooner, another very well-known crypto chart guy. He's been in crypto forever, 370,000 followers, hates XRP, doesn't make a damn bit of sense, but still, he's being honest, at least, so I can appreciate that. All right, it's XRP. Watch this bull channel for breakout of the top. So even he thinks that there's a good chance that this is going to happen. It's just example after example after example. And I don't think I found them all by any means. Like, these are just a bunch of the analysts that I follow. If I literally found every analyst who doesn't have applesauce for brains, meaning that they don't have XRP derangement syndrome, we'd probably just be here all night. Because it's not a reasonable or popular opinion to think that this isn't going to happen. And the only analysts that I find, with almost no exception, that say XRP is just not going to go, the highs in, all of them have a multi-year track record. They have a history of irrationally hating on XRP. I'm thinking that maybe the bias is bleeding into the analysis. What do you think? But outside of that, it is very difficult to find this, which is rare. But it's just undeniable at this point, the strength that XRP has here. It really, truly is. And then there's also this from chart analyst E. Greg Crypto. XRP unicorn chart, $8 to $13. The simplest yet most unique chart you'll see. And here's the breakdown. Ascending triangle breakout. Breaking the ascending triangle to the upside will be the first sign the bullish pennant is in motion. And I'll just pause and note, he has what that general chart structure tends to look like right here on the left of the screen. He says target to the upside, $3.70 to $4.20. Pro tip, XRP loves to overshoot by 10 to 15% beyond the measured move in both directions. Statistical outcomes, well, can break downward too, but let's look at probabilities. And he says there's a 60 to 70% probability that the break would be to the upside, 30 to 40% to the downside. Well, I'll just say this. If Bitcoin's going to be a little punk-ass bitch and break to the downside, let's be real, probably going to tank the market for a brief period of time, which does happen in bull markets. Doesn't mean the party's over. I've been through tons and tons and tons of those moments in the 7+ years that I've now been in crypto. It's no big deal. It's just normal. It's to be expected, frankly. Then he says, anyway, the path to $8 to $13. If the ascending triangle breaks upward and the measured move, $3.70 again to $4.20, is achieved, it may confirm the bullish pennant is playing out. And then the range to watch would be $8 to $13. This is where you might want to start taking profits strategically. And by the way, I sure as hell will be. I've been talking a lot about that, so I won't in this video, but absolutely I'll be securing a metric F ton of profit. Absolutely I will. And he says, remember to dollar sell average is your friend. Yeah, and that is sage wisdom, just like you should be dollar cost averaging into positions in the depths of the bear market. When it's finally time to take profit, you don't sell everything all at once typically. I mean, you guys do whatever you want. I'm just telling you the way that I approach the market here. When I sell finally, I'm not going to do it all at once. With whatever the asset is, I'm just going to scale out, you know. So anyway, then he says the bullish pennant's real target is $13 with potential variations of 10 to 15%, bringing it to $14 to $15. And just to be clear, he's not saying that would necessarily be the peak of the cycle. He has talked about larger targets many times. But all of this seems within the confines of reality and what I've seen tons of reputable analysts talk about. And again, they're all saying it at about the same time. Isn't that interesting? I say yes. I firmly insist yes. So hopefully you don't feel like I'm harping on it too much yet, but it's just that this doesn't always happen. And now that it is, I just want to be like, guys, no, for real, like pay attention to this. It doesn't normally happen. And so again, most of the time, I'll repeat it one more time. Most of the time when I see this, it does mean that they're right. And what they think is likely to occur does in fact happen. It's not a guarantee. I acknowledge that, of course. But most of the times and that's why you also don't normally see me talking like this, because they're not normally in agreement like this. It just looks so obvious to them that, yes, this is going to happen. And it's the same thing with, the analyst that said that XRP was going to break in the first place. There was so much agreement there. And so it's conceptually, that's also similar here. But I'll go ahead and wrap up. You guys tell me what you think in the comment section below. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.